In today's video, we'll be looking at the Red Table Co. Apollo Begleri. Hey, what's going on guys? Tim here again. Got another Begleri review for you today. So I know I've been reviewing mostly around square Begleri, so we've got a different company for you today, which I hope you find interesting. So today we're looking at the Red Table Co. That's the logo right there for Red Table Co. Red Table Co. Apollo Begleri. I've got two versions here for you today. They're essentially the same shape, but they're slightly different in terms of their how they're made and how they work. So we're going to go through that today. So I'll be switching back and forth when I go through each kind of set of talking points about each Begleri. Okay. So on the left here, we've got the modular Apollos. So these actually come apart. And the knot is encased on the inside. So you see there's 3 screws there. You can take this one apart. So stick to the end of the video where I'll be taking them apart to show you exactly how it works. These are the modular Apollos in blue, and I've got an extra stainless weight in there. And then on the right are the solid body or the SB Apollos, and these are the kind of cheaper option. So let's start off with the bead shape. So they've essentially got the same shape, as you can see. Now, in terms of bead height, they're just slightly different in terms of the exact dimensions. The one on the left is a bit taller because I've got the added weight disc in there. So starting off with the bead shape, they've got this wide top that tapers down to a slight conical shape. So, and between these two, they are almost the same in terms of dimension. The one on the left is a slightly taller just because I have that extra metal disc in there for added weight. Okay, and here's a close-up of the finish. Right. The bead shape is very comfortable for play because any bead with that kind of domed top, it always sits really nicely in between your fingers or whichever way you're gripping it. So it feels very nice in hand when you're playing with these beads. So I love the shape. They're quite balanced in terms of weight. I don't really feel they're neither bottom or top heavy. They could be possibly a little bit top heavy just because, at least on the solid bodies, the top probably has a little bit more material. I don't really feel it though. And overall, very nice balanced feel in terms of the weight distribution. So it feels nice when you're slinging the beads around. On both sets, you won't really get too many hard edges, especially on the solid bodies. See, they're nice and rounded. The modular ones, I can't really say that they're super sharp in terms of the edges, but when they hit your knuckles, it doesn't feel bad at all. It doesn't hurt. So good points on that. Very comfortable again in terms of play for that. Now in terms of material and finish, both of these sets are made of aluminum and they have been anodized. And I'm sure right away you've already noticed the difference in the finish. Now I have had the modular set and have played with them a lot longer than the solid body, but I don't know what the exact process that these specific beads were anodized in. So from what I understand, aluminum, it's not like titanium where you can just use a simple electroanodizing process or using heat. I think there's dyes involved for anodizing aluminum. But as you'll notice, there is a lot of wear on these modular sets because I'm just guessing maybe the grade of aluminum or just the process was a little different. Because with this set, the modular, just within like, I don't even know, 10, 15 minutes of playing with them, I already noticed these pretty deep gashes of the anodizing just chipping off. And I noticed that in a lot of other people's pictures as well. I mean, that's fine. Begleri beads, they're meant to be smacked around. They're going to get damaged. You're going to drop them here and there. But I did feel that the anodization on this set was quite fragile. And as a result, I've been babying them a little bit. Whereas the solid bodies, I've been playing with them quite a bit. And I haven't seen any chipping. Nothing that looks like the one on the modular. So that's a little bit of a drawback on this one. I don't know how that happened. Maybe it was a quality control thing. I'm not sure. But that kind of made me wish I got a natural finish set. That way the wear wouldn't be so obvious. But these were only available, I think, in the blue and a couple other colors. I think purple and green for the drop that I got it on. And they sold out really fast. So didn't really have much time to choose. So yeah, finish is very good on the solid bodies, not so great on the modulars. So we'll see what happens in the future. I'm not sure if that's going to be corrected or whatnot. So overall durability, yeah, very good on these ones, slightly less on the modulars. Now in terms of weight, unfortunately I don't have a scale on me. I'm in the process of getting just one of those kitchen scales so I can measure this stuff. But the solid bodies, they're not too heavy. I want to hazard them anywhere from, they're definitely less than 15. I want to say maybe 12 to 14 grams, maybe somewhere in the middle. So they're very comfortable to play with. It can be used by, you know, all different, it's very, I guess you would say that's a very average weight. It's not too light, it's not too heavy. And as for the modulars, I did mention that, see that silver line in there? That's a added weight disc. So without the weighted disc, they're actually quite light. I think maybe like 11 or 12 grams. And with the added disc, they're a little bit more heftier. So I opted for the metal disc, the added weight. And I think it helped a lot because I've tried slinging them without the disc and it didn't feel as good. Well, I just want to give you a closer look. You may have saw it already, but I like this little detail here on the modular bead. You can see the Red Table Co. logo right there, which is really nice. Also, you can see that they are both strung with 550. The bore is large enough for 550, and of course you can use 275. So you have that really nice option there. So in terms of price, the solid bodies are definitely much cheaper because they're not machined as much as the modulars. And I got these ones on sale. They were about $15. I think the regular price, that's US dollars. Regular price was about 25. So at 15, that was a steal. The modulars were a little bit more. I think they're around 60, and that doesn't include the cost of the weight discs. And I understand that price point. I mean, there is a lot of machining that's going into the modular bead. As you can see, all the screw holes, the logo, that little, you know, dip in there, right? So, and these are two separate pieces, the top and the bottom, which I'm going to show you in a bit. And of course, there's also a bearing in there, which I can show you. All right, and that brings me to my next point. So there is a yo-yo bearing inside, and I'll show you what it looks like. So the point of that is to make the bead turn. As you can see, this one turns. See how it turns and the cord doesn't twist with it? If you look at the solid body, it's going to want to twist a little more. And the whole point of that, having that bearing, is to make slips a bit more comfortable. So when the cord is rotating, it doesn't drag. But see, to me, I don't see that making a big difference because when I'm doing a slip, my fingers are pinching the string, not super hard, but I feel like my fingers are kind of stopping the string from rotating it anyway. So when I'm doing a slip like this, the cord is just doing that. So I don't want to say it's gimmicky, but the bearing, to me, I don't think that makes a really big difference. So yeah, most of the solid these are definitely sold out. They went really fast. The solid bodies, they're mostly sold out as well ever since the sale started. So if you're lucky, there might be a couple sets left. I really liked this color scheme. It's called the Lioness color scheme. Reminds me of the Shipwreck color scheme from Around Square. And yeah, I love them. This is definitely a recommend from me. If you can still find the solid bodies in stock and you like the colors, I would suggest it. I've had a lot of fun with them, and I just love the anodization on them as well. Definitely much, of course, much more than this one, but I still like the modulars as well. And I love the fact that the modular one fully encases the knot, so you can't see it. That's really cool to me. Okay, so now let me take this guy apart and show you the innards insides of how this works. So to take apart this bead, you'll need an Allen key or, you know, the Allen bit. And it does come with one, so you'll definitely get that whenever you order a set of these. And it's got the 3 screws. It does come with extra screws, and I got longer screws because of the added weight disc. So I'm going to take these out. You can just see the inner guts of how this bead works. I think it's really cool, just the fact that it's modular like this. And you can also get aluminum discs that are mainly just for aesthetic purposes. They don't really add much weight because aluminum is so light. and there was also brass and copper weighted discs. So you have options on how much weight you want to add. So we'll get this last screw out. There we go. And open sesame. There we go. See, so that's the bottom cap there, and you can kind of see just how nice the anodization was before it got all smacked up and worn, but that's fine. There is the metal disc, stainless steel disc. There's my cord and my knot. And here is that bearing that helps with that rotation, which, I already talked about that. All right, so that is super cool. I've never seen any other company do this with a sort of modular bead. I believe Red Table Co. is the first, and that's really something to say that they thought of that. All right, so I'm just going to put this back together real quick. Okay, so that is about it, guys. Yeah, as I said, I definitely do recommend the Apollos, with the only drawback of the modulars having that slight finish issue. If Red Table Co. ever releases these Apollos in a solid, like a heavier metal, like either stainless or titanium, that would be awesome, because I know they would be much more durable, and I would definitely get one of those sets. But overall, definitely gets a thumbs up from me. I love the bead shape, great for all sorts of tricks, and yeah, just overall a really great set to play with. All right, so guys, I hope you enjoyed this review of the Red Table Co. Apollo Begleri, and yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will see you guys on the next video.